Hey gamers! If you love pixel art games, then you've come to the right place. In this video, I will show you best pixel art RPG games that you should play if you love pixel art game. Please note, since this channel is action game, so we will talk about best action RPG pixel art game. But before we go into the list, let's hear quick words from our sponsor. Looking for amazing deals on games? And our sponsor is what you need. And that's at Instant Gaming. This website offers huge discount that you cannot find anywhere else. You can search your favorite games for different platforms like PC, PS5, Xbox, and also Nintendo Switch. Do you want to get this amazing discount? It's simple. Just click my link in this description below. Create your own ID and start by your favorite games here. And once you make a purchase, you will receive the activation code to redeem for your chosen platforms. And by using my link, you'll not only save your money, but also support this channel. Amazing! Alright then, let's get back into the list. Hammerwatch Anniversary Edition is perfect for those who enjoy dungeon exploration. The game offers a relaxed yet challenging dungeon crawling experience because there's no repetitive monster grinding like in modern ARPGs. Instead, you need to explore every corner to find secrets, upgrade your character, and survive traps and tough bosses. The Anniversary Edition adds a lot of content, like the new campaign Shaftlock Tower, character customization options, and graphics updates that make the game even more visually appealing. While it can be somewhat repetitive, for fans of classic games or newcomers looking to get started, Hammerwatch is an excellent choice. Of Blades and Tales is a 2D turn-based RPG that I think is super fun. You play as Rake, a fox person character, and you're free to build him however you like: warrior, mage, rogue, or even just a straight-up brawler. The combat is simple yet satisfying, fully turn-based. You roam around an open map, encounter monsters, and jump straight into skill-based battles. If you die, you're sent back to your last save. So yeah, save often, man. There's a retro filter feature that makes it feel like you're playing on an old NES. It's a super chill game. No need to stress about story or heavy mechanics. If you're into grinding and retro vibes, just go for it. But if you're still unsure, you can always add it to your wishlist for now. UNSIGHTED is an action-adventure game with time mechanics that make players truly connect with its characters. The story focuses on Alma, an android who must search for meteor shards to save the other androids in Gear Village. The game offers a challenging combat experience, with a parry mechanic that must be mastered, and an open world with a complex but interesting design that invites exploration. Beyond the battles and exploration, what makes this game stand out is how it links the limited time, anima, with moral choices. The decision to save some characters might harm others, creating a difficult dilemma. The game teaches that not everyone can be saved, and sometimes, even though it's hard, we must accept our limitations. Do you like dark, challenging games that keep you on edge? Moonscars has all that and more. But honestly, it's not immediately fun right off the bat. You need to be very patient to start feeling the excitement. In this game, you play as Grey Irma, a warrior searching for the sculptor. The story is grim, full of mystery, and has many twists. Moonscars is quite similar to Dark Souls. You kill enemies and get bone powder to upgrade your skills. But be careful, if you die, you can lose all your progress. There are also dark mirrors as checkpoints, but if you activate a new mirror, you have to fight a clone of yourself. If you're patient and enjoy a challenge, Moonscars can be a thrilling experience. Drova Forsaken Kin is an RPG with pixel art style inspired by Gothic atmosphere. Seriously. You'll find yourself trapped in the world of Drova after following some druids carrying red crystals, and you need to find your way back home, but it's not that easy. What's unique about this game is that it doesn't give you many clues, so you really have to explore on your own. The crafting system is also great, as you'll often gather items to craft new things. The combat is tough, so be prepared, because enemies can hit hard, and timing is really important. Although it can be frustrating not having a map or quest markers, it actually makes you dive deeper into the world. With 30 to 40 hours of gameplay, this game is a lot of fun for those who enjoy classic RPGs and challenges.
Pledging allegiance to one.
The Slormancer is an incredibly fun early access game. It's got a laid-back vibe but is super hilarious, all while parodying fantasy RPGs in a non-forced way. You can play as 3 characters, warrior, huntress, or mage, and fully customize their skills to your heart's content. The loot? Tons of it, with upgrades that literally have no limits. The combat is fast-paced but not overwhelming, kind of like a bullet hell but still chill. The visuals are cute pixel art, and the soundtrack is epic, mixing Tim Burton vibes with Saturday morning cartoons. If you're looking for an RPG that's easy to pick up but still fun and funny, the Slormancer is a must-try. Chronicon is like a cool alternative to Diablo. If you're tired of Blizzard and want a more relaxed loot ARPG experience, Chronicon is definitely worth checking out. You'll play as various hero classes, from the Templar wielding holy powers to the Warlock who destroys enemies with magic. What's really fun is the freedom to experiment with skills and character builds without any cost. The loot system is also less frustrating. You can reroll and augment your items to make them stronger and more suited to your build. So every fight feels like progress, and that makes it really fun. If you like Diablo, you should definitely give this one a try. Astlibra Revision is a unique and unconventional JRPG. The story is about the main character and a raven embarking on an adventure to uncover their origins. The story is full of surprises, often feeling like the game developers aren't bound by conventional narrative structures. The gameplay itself is really fun, featuring a hack-and-slash combat system that feels impactful. The character can become more agile, and there are various systems in place that allow you to try out different playstyles, like a broad skill tree and item crafting to prepare for boss fights. Visually, the game stands out among similar titles, but the music is what truly elevates it, making the atmosphere feel even more epic. Eternal Senia is an indie RPG game available for free on Steam. The story is simple, but emotionally impactful. You play as Senia, a girl who climbs the Tower of Eternity to save her older sister, Magalita, who is also a powerful sorceress. From there, you'll experience a touching story of love and sacrifice between the two, which really tugs at your heartstrings. What makes this game so special is the emotional depth that hits you straight in the feels, especially since the story can make you cry despite the game only taking around 5 hours to complete. If you're thinking of playing this game, don't hesitate, it's truly worth it, especially since it's free.
Yet I will not be there.
The Last Faith is a Metroidvania game with a Souls-like vibe from Kumi Souls games. It borrows elements from Bloodborne, Dead Cells, and Salt and Sanctuary. You play as Eric, a character who's lost his memory and is trying to fight off a mysterious curse. However, the way the game tells its story can be pretty confusing at times. The gameplay is solid, though, with smooth animations and responsive controls. Eric can use a variety of weapons and skills, like dodge rolls and double jumps. As expected from a Souls-like, the enemies are tough and can get frustrating. Even regular enemies can take you out if you're not careful. The boss fights are massive and challenging, but without clear direction, players often find themselves backtracking to grind for upgrades just to stand a chance.
Welcome insects.
Star Ocean the Second Story is really cool, bro. It's like a classic remaster that's been upgraded, but still keeps that old school vibe. The story is simple but fun, about a guy from Earth who gets stranded in a fantasy world, meets a mysterious girl, and starts an adventure. The graphics are great, the 3D world looks fresh, but the 2D characters still have that cute, retro feel. The combat is still fun, though a bit easy now, So if you're a Star Ocean veteran, you might want to play on hard mode to make it more challenging. There's a new feature like fishing, which has been so addicting that I'm more excited about fishing than progressing the story. Plus, there are a lot of interesting characters, and while the story gets a bit cliched towards the end, it's still enjoyable.
Let's go home.
ANNO Mutationem is an action RPG game with a cool cyberpunk theme. Told from a 2.5D perspective, it presents a futuristic world full of a strong crime noir vibe. The engaging story and fun gameplay make this game enjoyable, with a playtime of around 8 to 10 hours, which could be longer depending on how you play. You play as Flores, who is searching for her brother, Ryan, who went missing after chasing down a drug to cure a disease that turned him into a killing machine. There are plenty of side quests that can earn you money, upgrades, and other items. For combat, the game uses a 2D system with fast attacks using a large sword for stronger enemies, and ranged weapons like pistols and rockets. Enemies are quite resilient, so you'll need to upgrade your equipment and skills to defeat them more easily.
Will we repeat the same disaster that happened 18 years ago?
Death's Gambit Afterlife is a challenging yet fun 2D Souls-like game. The story follows Soren, who is trapped in a contract with death after dying, and he attempts to reach the source of immortality to fix the balance between the world of the living and the dead. The game features a lot of Metroidvania elements, so besides battling tough bosses, you'll discover new areas as you gain new skills. The graphics are stunning, with a dark sprite art style that's still visually appealing. The voice of Death, voiced by Matt Mercer, is excellent and brings the characters to life. This game can be frustrating, but when you finally defeat a boss after countless attempts, the sense of accomplishment is incredible. Death Trash is an RPG game that really reminds me of the old Fallout games. The story has you leaving a safe place to explore a post-apocalyptic world full of blood, filth, and weird monsters. You can even use your own vomit as materials for machines. Pretty cool, right? But despite the awesome concept, the game is still in early access, so there are still a lot of flaws. For instance, some skills sound really interesting, like animalism, where you throw worms at enemies, but they're not that useful. Or the occultism skill, which makes you want to learn more about the mysterious world. Also, the loot you get tends to be repetitive, and there's no clear progression. So, while this game has a lot of potential and a great atmosphere, if you're looking for a full experience, you might want to wait for the full release. Crosscode is an action RPG where you play as Leah, an avatar who has lost her ability to speak. The game offers free and strategic action combat gameplay, far from the usual constraints found in the MMO genre. The circuit upgrade system provides players with the flexibility to customize their playstyle according to their preferences. Additionally, the game features puzzles in nearly every area, whether in the open world or within dungeons. Using a projectile ball mechanic, these puzzles are designed with variety and encourage players to solve them creatively. Beyond solving puzzles, players are also required to defeat bosses in each area, often involving puzzle-solving mechanics to overcome them. Secrets of Grindea is an action RPG with a very old-school vibe. The story is exciting, full of twists, and features many memorable characters. The gameplay is heavily grind-based, and you'll often have to level up or gather materials for gear, especially when facing tough bosses. But it's all worth it when you finally defeat them. There are also fun puzzles that test your brain. Some involve teleporting, others require avoiding toxic gas. Very varied. The side quests are plentiful, allowing you to craft, build a house, have pets, and even play mini-games like fishing. The pixel art is fantastic, vibrant, and the soundtrack is top-notch. If you enjoy challenges and classic RPG games, Secrets of Grindea is definitely worth it.
However,
Moonlighter is a unique roguelite RPG game because the main character is not a hero, but a shopkeeper. The story follows Will, the shopkeeper, who must explore dungeons to find loot that he can sell in his shop while also keeping his family business running. The gameplay is really fun, with a mix of challenging dungeon exploration and addictive shop management. Every item you get in the dungeon, you have to price yourself without knowing its exact value, which is really fun. The music is also catchy, particularly when you're running the shop. As for the story, it's not very deep, it's just a setup for the gameplay, but it's still very enjoyable. The combination of roguelite dungeons and shop management gives the game a unique fun factor, and I can pick it up again anytime.
To finally achieve our dreams.
Hyper Light Drifter is such a cool game. The graphics are pixelated, colorful, and full of neon, with a captivating sci-fi atmosphere. The story is a bit abstract and has no dialogue, so you have to interpret it yourself through cryptic cutscenes and the events you witness. The gameplay is really fun, featuring a simple yet effective combat system where you combine melee attacks, ranged weapons, and quick dashes to dodge enemies. There are weapon upgrades, but they're not really mandatory. You can still finish the game without upgrading if your skills are good enough. One thing that can be a bit frustrating is the storytelling approach, since so much of the story is hidden in secret areas, so you need to uncover everything in ways that can be a little annoying. Eastward is an action-adventure game with a retro JRPG vibe. It tells the story of John, a quiet man, and Sam, his adopted daughter with psychic powers, as they explore a post-apocalyptic world filled with danger, humor, and beauty. The visual style is inspired by a mix of Studio Ghibli films and classic games like Earthbound. You'll encounter quirky characters, from a construction robot with bad joints to a chain-smoking casino owner. These eccentric personalities add to the game's charm. Gameplay combines hack-and-slash combat with simple puzzles that keep things engaging. Fun minigames like cooking, playing slots, or rafting down a river bring a relaxing break to the adventure. Blasphemous 2 is like a super edgy, creepy Metroidvania, but you won't be able to stop playing it. The art is sick literally, the music is awesome, and the religious torture horror vibes are seriously chilling. While the gameplay is still pretty classic, there are plenty of upgrades that make it more fun compared to the first game. The platforming is more exciting, and new weapons like the flail, rapier, and blade let you get more creative with your moves and combos. Luckily, the design is insane, from the monsters to the environments like an inverted candle castle. This game is still solid for anyone who enjoys creepy worlds with a somewhat abstract story, but still a lot of fun. Be ready if you're easily queasy, because it's definitely grotesque, but in a good way.
The fate of the silent penitent one intertwines with my own.
And that's it for today. What do you think about this list? I know they're best pixel action RPG that I haven't mentioned yet. Please share your favorite that you think deserve a spot here. Don't forget to like this video, and make sure you subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss another amazing list. And as always, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.